Hi, I'm Rick Woodson with the ImpactMethod.com. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about what I like to see in the grip, what I like to see in the setup, and what I like to see in the backswing with my impact method. Again, my whole system is all about impact, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you today about the grip, not a lot of time about the setup. But if you were asking me about the grip, I like to see the golf club finger to palm on the left hand. If you can balance it on the pad of your left hand in this position, with your left thumb off the golf club, you're going to have the club in a pretty decent position. Not going to be into the palm, not going to be too much in the fingers. It's going to rest right across finger to palm. I'm going to place the club in the right hand where it's in the fingers of the right hand. And I like to use the overlapping grip. If the interlocking grip feels fine to you, that's okay too. But it's very important that we have it in the base of the fingers of the right hand. I have a lot of golfers that I teach. When they first come to me, I see the right thumb is directly down the center of the shaft. I do not like to see that. That puts too much pressure in your wrist, and you're not going to be able to hinge your wrist correctly in the backswing. What I like to see is the right thumb positioned at about 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock being down the center, 11 o'clock being just off to the left of center. And you'll notice when I do that, now the golf club is being supported by the base of my fingers at the top of the backswing. It's not in the palm of my right hand. So that's very important to get the right hand on there correctly. If you notice where the calluses are in your hand, it should be right here at the base of the fingers, not in through the palm of the right hand. Okay, so that's going to cover the grip. Again, if you choose the overlap, the pinky's just going to rest, of your right hand is going to rest right in between your index finger and your forefinger of your right hand. If you interlock, that's okay too, but make sure that you have the club placed in the base of the fingers of the right hand. So once we've got our grip in position, what I like to see is from the setup, if we stand at a 90 degrees with our upper body to the ground, straight up and down, I like to lean forward 40 to 50 degrees. A lot of people say, well, how much bend do I have? They end up setting up to the golf ball like this with very poor posture. I like to see all of my golfers with 40 to 50 degree of bend, and that's coming from the hips. So I'm moving the hips back, keeping the upper body fairly straight, then I'm going to round my shoulders to come down to the golf ball. But you notice how the lower half of my body is very straight. I don't have my tail end tucked in. I'm keeping my hips back, keeping my body forward. So now I'm in a very athletic posture to make a golf swing. From that position, I'm going to talk a little bit about the backswing with you. I'm going to bring in one of my little favorite training aids. It's pretty simple. It's just two golf clubs that are together. You can get these if you have clubs laying around in your garage, or maybe your local club repair shop will give you a couple. And all I've done was drill a little hole, or kind of round out a little hole with a pocket knife, and stick these shafts together. I've got a couple of pipe insulators that I've put around the top of that, just to kind of guard against hitting it with your shaft. So I'm going to stick these in the ground in this position. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about swing plane and backswing. I'm going to place this in the ground at an angle where it's in line with my right shoulder. I'm going to step about 3 feet forward, and that's where I like to see this set up. Pretty simple to do. When we start the takeaway, I'm going to move the golf club back with my body. I'm not going to flip it back with my hands. What I see a lot in golf today with a lot of the beginners especially, is they want to swing the golf club with their hands. They move the hands without moving the pivot. You can see what that's going to do on the takeaway. That's going to place the club behind me. We're going to over-rotate the club face. It's going to be very open at this particular part of the backswing. What I like to see again, the club head moving back with the body. And if you notice when I do that, when I'm at shoulder height with my hands, the golf club will be parallel to my teaching aid here. That's what I want you to work on. If I roll it back with my hands, you can see the club is actually going to be in a laid off position, and I'm going to have to compensate on the forward swing to strike the golf ball. That's going to make it very difficult for me to compress the golf ball. So again, once you're set up to it correctly, 40 to 50 degrees of tilt, we're going to move the golf club back with the pivot. You'll notice where my hands are. They're directly in front of my shaft. Directly in front here. We're not in this position here. Hands directly in front of the chest. Club head directly in front of the chest and the hands. Work it back to shoulder height. And if you're looking for one particular position, I like to see the shaft parallel to my training aid here. That's all you're going to do to rehearse the backswing. Let me strike one for you, and I'll give you an idea of what that's going to look like. We're going to take our grip. We're going to get 40 to 50 degrees of tilt forward. We're going to rehearse the backswing. Make a shot. Pretty simple. Give that a go and see what you can come up with.